And welcome to another episode of in 90 Minutes Podcast. I am your host for the day, David. Ahmed is still in the pitch, braving the mosquitoes and all that stuff. So once he gets to the house, he will take over as the host, as normally does beautifully. We have nothing to talk about other than another defeat. We are scraping the bottom at 30. So right now we are contenders for the wooden spoon. Gentlemen, how you guys doing? Let's go ahead and start with Luke and then John and then Misael.
Great. No, obviously it's the darkest time we've ever faced in a very very long time. We're not doing great. When our highlights of the season are Montreal and a USL League Two team or League One, whatever they are, you could tell this season's not great. So yeah, I'll keep it short and sweet.
John
I'm doing all right. My voice could be better, but I'll push through it.
and the big man, Misael.
Yeah, I mean, same thing as Luke said. I mean, as well as we can be, we're going through the rough time. So yeah,
Well, there's no benefit in complaining about it, but I want to remind everybody that club football is peaks and valleys. This is what galvanizes fan bases. Pressure makes diamonds. And if you are here, if you were Saturday at the game, if you went to OCB on Sunday, if you went and bought that $42 Antoine Griezmann T-shirt, if you got your coin, um, you are one of the good guys. Welcome to real football. And anybody that tells you otherwise is lying to you. You are a footballer. Um, let's start talking about good news. John was at the game for OCB this past Sunday, where the boys unfortunately dropped a two goal lead, end up 2-2, and win the penalty. For those that are not aware, MLS next, if games are tied, they have a penalty shootout, hockey style, to earn an extra point, and the boys in purple did that. There was some debuts there as well. A lot of that talent that we're stealing from Miami, it's finally making its way on the pitch. So, John, if you I know your voice is not the best, but if you can talk a little bit about the experience. By the way, if you are a season ticket holder, you do have tickets for OCB games. All you have to do is contact your rep and ask for them. Uh, Personally, they should probably be dispersed automatically, but I digress on that. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it. I'm house hunting. My dad was not feeling well. He was at the VA hospital. Went to see him. It was his birthday, so a lot of things. Life gets in the way. But if you made it to OCV, congratulations! Great game. I got to watch it. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, I mean, as you can see on the screen there, and if you paid attention or saw the final score and saw the goal scores, kind of started out with a bang. Caraballo showing just how magical he can be with the ball on his feet. Blew by the right back and won a penalty. Not even 7 minutes into the match, and then buried it. Leao. If you haven't seen the highlight of that goal, watch it. Nice little Maradona turn on a guy, and then put it in near post outside of the box, and then they just kind of fell flat for the rest of the match. Had a couple of chances late after Carolina scored, but pretty much back to back. Um, but it's always a fun time out there. Saw David G from LPO, who also has been on extra time several times. So talked to him a little bit. Nice to see, a bunch of the players were out there. Ricardo was out there. Perelman was out there. Tiago, I think, was out there as well with Iago. They were all like with Leao's family. Pedro Leao, I think his name is. with his family, and it was always a fun match to go out there and see the boys. The young guys do it. Really young lineup because some of the more senior guys that are typically on the lineup or in the lineup, are now on the bench for the senior team. So your Gusky, your Ellis, um, who am I missing? Typhy, Reed Brown, all those guys now have seemingly graduated to the senior team for the most part. And now it's the next class of players up in OCB. Um, I mean, we just going through the lineup. We had a 19-year-old, 16-year-old, 17-year-old, 17-year-old, 22-year-old, 17-year-old, 18-year-old, 24-year-old, 17-year-old. Those are just some of the starters we had. Very young lineup. Everybody but really Titus Sandy, and one other player, um, Issa Haruna, are all under 20s, and then Tristan Hines, of course, is 22. Um, but other than that, the seven other players on the pitch or I'm sorry, 8 other players on the pitch are all under the age of 20. So guys did well. Honestly, should have been one the way they were playing in the first half. If they would have kept up that intensity, should have been one that ended, 3, 4, 5-0. But we know what the DNA of the club is right now, because of what's been taught the last 5, 6 years. And that's once you get up by 2 goals, kind of sit back and defend, and they did that, and it almost bit them. Like we've seen more times than not, a lot of not more times than not, but a lot of times with the senior team.
Misael and Luke, did you guys watch the game?
Unfortunately, not. But I watched some of the highlights of it, and again, as John said, it kind of sums up our DNA, where we're still just lacking that, that product where we go up and then we sit back and over and over. And it just seems like, again, I'm going to say it over and over again, right? We need to burn this institution down. This Oscar Pereira institution needs to be burnt to the ground. Everybody that's been associated with that man needs to go. Because that just shows it's affecting development in the B team as well. So that's just my opinion on it.
I didn't watch it. I'm still a wrestling nerd, and I was watching WrestleMania, so I didn't get to see it.
Oh, it's all good, brother. Well, I can tell you this: impressive performance by the boys. Unfortunately, and by the way, Carolina Core is an independent club, so that means that those guys are not academy kids. It's Carolina Core is more of like a last chance U for those that are familiar with the American football college game. And those guys are going hard. They're going hard because they know that there's no tomorrow after that. USL, if they're lucky. Um, Gustavo Caraballo, or Caraballo, if you want to say it like you should. Uh, he earned a PK, scored on that PK. Uh, uh, Leal, what a filthy goal on top of the box, showing his Brazilian pedigree. In the end, we gave up a golazo, and the second one was completely on the goalkeeper. It's what it is. Mistakes happen, and unfortunately, we conceded, but we made up for that, winning the penalty shootout. And anybody that went to the game just simply had a great time. I certainly do when I go. So I once again we encourage our fan base to go to OCB games. I used to go to more games But like I said, life is getting in the way. My parents are getting older. We got Ivy, little Ivy over here, and in the house hunting and all that. So, but anyhow, I definitely watched the game. I rarely missed an OCB game. So I encourage everyone to go.
Well,
Um, the,
to
the,
add on what you were saying, Carolina Core didn't have a single player under 20 start. Their youngest player was 20. You know, with that being said, even though they're an independent club that usually see the independent clubs do a little better in MLS Next Pro, they're at the bottom of the table.
At the bottom of
Um,
the table.
yeah,
A
negative
bit of a
five.
talking point. What do we think of this goalkeeper for OCB?
Tristan Hines.
Yeah, what do we think of him?
I'm
Because of course I've seen him. I've seen him now a few like now. I think it's 4 times,
was he the one against Miami?
yes.
Okay.
and he
My to answer to that, look, I think the second goal was completely on him. One that he would like to take back. The first one, there's no human being on earth that stops that one. He did very well that first half, but again, football is about moments.
that's
You
what I'm
know,
saying. Is he makes too many big mistake moments for me to show that he's ready for any type of level. And I don't like criticizing kids because he's only my age, right? Well, I say he's a kid, he's my age, but for,
He's a kid.
he's a
I'll
kid.
say
He's a kid.
now Luke brings something up that is important. I was watching this video of a British guy that played college football in the United States and was criticizing the fact that in MLS Next, we are preventing players from going on loan to USL sides. Okay, which if I can use the English game as our north because it's one that many people follow and recognize, a club that wants to grow talent send them on loan. Sends players on loan to non-league, to one or two divisions below, or about whatever. They send people out, and unfortunately, what we are having right now is a situation where MLS is trying to pretend that USL doesn't exist, and we are not sending these players to grow somewhere else. I think that MLS has a ceiling. I have said this before. I feel very uncomfortable at the fact that our players get to this level and they're stuck in this limbo. I would like to take the opportunity to talk about Shaq Attack, Shaq Mohammed, who we drafted with very high. I believe he was our first overall or in that first round, and I can be corrected. I'm starting to my age and my memory is not as great. And we brought him here. We never played the kid, and he goes out to Nashville and he's all over social media, and that angers me because it's not the first time at Orlando that we have talent that we cultivate, that we groom, and then we ship out, only to see them flourish somewhere else. And I believe Shaq left on a free.
But
So I would like for somebody to tell me and explain to me why this continues to happen. I
I'll tell you.
understand.
I'll tell
Go ahead,
you.
go ahead.
I'll tell you. With Shaq Hamid specifically in this case, I'm going to push back a little bit. Shaq Mohammed, when we got him, was not the player who we thought he was going to be, or didn't fit the system or the institution that we had. Simple as. We bought Shaq Mohammed. He was $200,000 plus Ruan. So that was what we got for Shaq Mohammed.
for
So
his draft
he
draft
already, what?
for his draft pick.
Yeah, for his draft pick. That's who we got for him. So he already had high expectations from the get go when you trade a first teamer for a draft pick. Now, he was not good, right? He already had those high expectations, but he was already not good. But different institutions work for different players. Not every single institution will work for every player. So that's kind of my pushback where yeah, flourishing, but Nashville might work for him. Nashville's institution, Nashville's training, Nashville's coaching setup might work for him. It didn't work for us, that's for a fact. He was
Well,
a
and I mean, it helps too on Nashville's side. As much as I dislike the person as a player, when you have Henny Mukhtar on your
oh
team,
yeah,
I mean, you watch Henny got the ball, and the entire defense just collapsed on Hani and left Shaq basically wide open. So I mean, it's not like Shaq. Yeah, Shaq was there, which
he still had to
have
put it
to
there.
be, but it's not really like Shaq did anything to create the goal. Does it hurt because he was on OCB and this? Yeah, but you watch Shaq and OCB and he did well because he was faster than everybody. But then he'd get minutes with the senior team and couldn't keep up with the physicality of the defenses, on the senior that the senior team was going up against. So I mean, I don't fault them at all. He's one player that I don't fault them at all for letting go, if you will, because he never showed that he was worth what we essentially got, what we essentially gave up for him.
He was never worth it. From the beginning from when we traded Ruan and money for him to the end, he was never worth it. He was never worth the value that we had. Because Ruan was our starting right back at the time.
Hmm.
So he was never worth it. Now
Yeah,
he's
I mean, to equate it, Luke, real quick, to equate it, if you take what Ruan's market value was and add it together with the allocated money we sent, to DC we sent them to,
yeah,
we basically paid the same amount for Shaq as we did Dorsey.
exactly. And it just shows that it was just at the time the worst mistake we made. It wasn't planned out correctly. There was no there. It was just because he was the second pick, I think, or the third. And what we were John, I can see you probably searching this up. So, but what I kind of recognized is what I was kind of scratching my head about when we did draft him was a we there was some false film and he wasn't the player that we thought he was going to be, or C, or B, sorry, not C, I've skipped B, or B, he was just the player that we were going to get in the first place was already gone. So, and
Shaq was taken
which is
second.
incredibly unlucky if it was, because I think he was the second pick.
Yep, he was the second pick overall, and it
Yeah.
actually says that we specifically traded with DC United to get that draft pick to draft him.
I mean,
Yeah.
not everybody's a diamond. I get it.
Not everyone's a diamond, no, and that's the point. Is not everyone's a diamond. Some people need to be carved out in a different institution to be a diamond.
Well,
Um,
I can tell you right now, I'm big on this
oh,
player. But somebody go ahead and read the comment because I always look for the people that are listening. They're like, "What's so funny?"
it says
Yeah,
Luke,
Luke, you read it.
you brushed your hair this week. Well, cheers, mate.
There you go, brother. You know,
It's
we are
been-
we are taming the man.
Hey,
Taming the man.
Orlando played ugly, so I have to look good.
That,
But you're his
That's so bad.
champion. You're his League One team, and his like
Exactly. And my
blood
League
team,
One
if you
looks-
will.
And my League One
His
team
blood
looks
team won.
absolutely beautiful, so I had to, just feel.
I don't know. Talking to you on the phone Saturday morning during it, it sounded anything but beautiful.
Hey, we won. That's all that matters.
But back to Luke's original question, about Orlando City B's starting keeper, and this is, before I say this isn't anything personal. This is just based purely off performance. Seems like a really good kid. Seems like he wants to be a leader. One of his strongest qualities on the field is he does have a big voice and is constantly talking to his back line, which is a positive. Um, but I agree with where Luke was going with it. That he doesn't seem to have it. Like for instance, the goal Sunday, the second goal yesterday. He should have had that. Now, was he bumped, ran into? Did he cause the contact? Maybe so. But as a keeper at that level, that's a ball you're supposed to hang on to. Because from my perspective, again, I saw it live. I didn't see a replay of it or anything. From my perspective, and from real time, it's one that he should have kept. It looked like he caught the ball, fell to the ground, and then the ball, because it hit the ground, popped up out of his hands, and Carolina was able to put it in. Really, it seems like he makes the simple plays, and it seems like there's times where when you need that keeper to make that little bit extra of a play, he just doesn't quite have that aspect to his game like against Miami. A couple of those goals should have been saved. Um, I think he's in there to. Sorry, I'll pull that comment up in a minute, man.
I know, right?
Adam's
I
going
was reading
out.
it before everyone else.
Um, but he's 22 at the end of the day. I mean, Mercado before him was 26 last year. So, I think it's one of those that I think they're giving him a look, seeing what he can do, and maybe if he doesn't perform this year, they move on.
That's what OCB is for, in my opinion. It's a workshop for footballers. While we were on the subject, we had a debut by a player that your boy David Valentin is very high on. This player is Torin Penders, U.S. Virgin Islands international. Did very well in what can be considered the U.S. Colonial Derby between Puerto Rico and the USVI in a tournament that where four of the five U.S. territories were present in Puerto Rico and Bayamon, Puerto Rico, my hometown. This past, I think it was in March or February, I can't remember. Anyhow, uh, Torin was scoring at will. Then 18-year-old Torin Penders uh, starts for OCV, and I'm excited to see what he's all about. Torin, here in this podcast, we are proud of supporting OCB, proud of hyping up the players that we believe are the up and comers. We criticize when we have to, all in love, because we want people to succeed. We're not like other clubs where they're tossing people into the streets simply because they are not going to fit the agenda of, failed old player that should be already thinking about retirement and going to uh,
And for those
you
watching,
know,
here's a picture of him after the win. They didn't make a debut post for him yet, but he's number 67 in the picture there.
there you go. So I'm very high on this guy. A lot of people are missing the old OCB, with Taifi and Williams and Rivera. Listen, at some point, those guys have to move on.
They have to move on.
It's
That's
time for a new crop. So
to be honest.
again, let's
To be honest.
support the boys. I was wearing on Saturday. I was wearing my OCB jersey that I purchased. So I'm all for OCB. Let's go support the boys. What else, guys?
No,
I'm throwing him into the mix in those names, by the way. Why hasn't Caraballo graduated? This kid is just playing off the charts. He's playing on easy mode. He's a street baller. This kid needs to get out of that team. He needs to get into the first team. I'm telling you. He's an absolute menace.
He'll be 18 in August.
So I think next academy graduate is Caraballo. I think we need to get him in the first team, trying to fit him in some way, somehow.
Caraballo's finishing high school next month, and he will be 18 in August. That's
What is
that
that?
that should usher some.
But what does that supposed to mean? Because you've got ballers in the Premier League who's balling out at 16. So I don't really care if he's
We have lost
Jamal's
years
the same age as Caraballo.
who?
Jamal.
Oh, Lamine Yamal, yeah. But that's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
I'm
but
saying.
remember that
Balling out.
we have laws that restrict minors in professional sports, and also the kids have to log X amount of hours during the week through virtual high school. So that doesn't happen overseas. So I'm just saying that perhaps here we care about the future after football of the players, but at the same time, you're sacrificing development and you're sacrificing opportunities for them. So
Exactly.
Isn't Kevin like in Philadelphia like 16, 17 years old?
Yeah,
yes, and he's in
he's
the
a
first team,
year
right?
younger. Yeah, I think he's a year younger than.
The kid in Red Bulls. What is he? He's like 17?
17.
Oh yeah, he's 17.
Yeah, yeah. So
One of them's 16.
listen, I was there the day DC United put in 14-year-old, what's his name?
Freddie Adu.
Freddie Adu. I watched that live where we threw up a high school freshman with grown man, and sadly that man did not pan out. And I think we have to have a fair balance. I know. Listen, I have plenty of friends from Argentina, plenty of friends from Brazil that they are used to seeing 14, 15, 16-year-old kids that are that are super talents thrown into the fire. But are we ready in the United States to stomach that? Because that comes at a cost. Okay, you want that elite player, you're gonna have to separate that elite player from their family. Basically, grow up in a football academy away from home. And if you were to ask my mom, my wife's excuse me, my wife, who's a mother and an educator, she sees it as football comes second. The kids need their ABCs, and unfortunately, for the purist, that not necessarily has to be the path. So it'll be interesting. Perhaps if somebody's out there and it's in the youth system and would love to come maybe for extra time, John. I'm overstepping my authority there, but somebody in the youth system that could explain to us the rules and how everything works. I would love to hear that. I'm a big nerd when it comes to the business of football, and academy is part of that. I have to say that OCB has produced a lot of great talent over the years, and our academy is considered one of the best in the country. And we have the silverware to prove it. Unfortunately, it has not translated into those players making it into the first team and making great contributions. I believe, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, that this is the first year where we see players from the academy that went through OCB that are playing meaningful minutes with the first team. And some people will argue, well, you got injuries and we're not winning football games. But the reality is that a year ago, those players wouldn't even sniff the A
I
team.
think I think it's just I think what you're trying to say, David, basically is you've got these players that are taking their chances when they have it. Like they're not only getting the minutes, but they're making significant impacts in the squad when they do get their small chances. So like Caraballo, players like that who are thriving, on both the first team and the second team level. So I think that's what you I hope you're trying to get to. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they're thriving in both teams instead of just kind of just making the fillers.
Well, and David, you brought up something that's interesting about like labor laws and stuff. OCB typically trains with the senior team, and then they have a match on the weekend. So like him playing, 75 minutes or 85 minutes or 90 minutes, whatever it is, with the B team, he's still getting paid the same as he is with the senior team, and the hours, the quote unquote working hours would be the same. Last night the game was, done and, around the same time as the senior team match was. So, and we had guys younger than Caraballo on the field after he came out. So and there's no issues that I know of. I know it's like state by state, but there's no issues that I know of that New York's came across with all their young players playing. I mean, they played here in the state. I do know that as a, that the professional athletes have to abide by the state they're playing in, not the state their team's from. So, when they played here at 7:30 at night, there was no issues there. Um, you know, it is something to question. It is something, maybe it's something behind the scenes. Maybe they just feel he's not ready to be on the senior team yet because of something that we don't see, whether it's, his professionalism or attitude in the locker room or something like that. Maybe they feel that he's not ready yet.
I feel like the way we're playing right now is the time to call these kids up. I mean, how worse can we get? Might as well give them
Yeah.
a try right now.
I agree. I agree with you, Misael. I agree. Like, what do we have to lose? Well,
Yeah, right now is the best time.
nothing's working at the moment. Obviously, we're losing games left, right, and center. We're barely beating USL League Two, League One team, League One or League Two teams.
League One.
League One. We're barely beating these teams. Why don't you give the kids a run out? Well, at least some of them, right? Because
Yeah.
they've got a point to prove. And there's nothing more dangerous in football, more of a threat than a kid who has a point to prove. Because it shows to the other players that your spot ain't safe.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. I'd like to see that happen.
Definitely. But moving on, because I know David's got his hands full right now. OCB's next match is away this coming Sunday against Chicago Fire 2. That'll be on the MLS Next Pro website and YouTube. You can catch all their games streaming on there. Pride this week, finally back to action after, I swear, the women's international breaks seem like they are so much longer than the men's for some reason.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
So are they no longer on Apple TV?
What's that?
MLS Next Pro games no longer on Apple TV.
No, it's only through the MLS Next Pro website and YouTube TV.
Got it.
Wow, really?
I started to realize that.
Yeah, I just did.
So the Pride do play this Friday. It's a away match against Racing Louisville. Games at 5:30 p.m. Standings if it loads properly. I know we're upper middle of the table. It doesn't look like it's going to load properly.
We're sixth with 8 points. 2 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss. Racing Louisville is second to last with only 1 point.
Hello, gents.
What's happening, my guy? By the way, question for everybody. I know I'm meant to answer. Did anybody got the coin for that were given away yesterday?
No.
Or I'm sorry.
They don't pass that stuff out in the supporter section for some reason.
They never do, huh?
We're the poor people. All of you
Man, that's
drunk cocktail
uncalled for.
brigade seating, me and John are in the poor section. We don't
There
get
we go.
There was 2 people giving them away on in entry B, and I was lucky enough to get one of the last ones. Ahmed actually went in before me, and he didn't get any. I don't understand how come.
No, you got in ahead of me, but it wasn't by that far.
Ah, man. Well,
Yeah.
I have it. I left it in my room. I'm afraid to walk away because Ivy by herself and the computer is a recipe for disaster. But I posted a picture on social media. I mean, I thought it was a nice thing to do. It's gonna be a nice collectible come the years. They're gonna be doing that twice in further games, and it's gonna be a different design. So collect them all, I guess.
What's it called? The distraction coin?
well, the coin was to celebrate
I'm just messing
Kingston's
around.
birthday. By the way, Kingston had a lot of friends come and celebrate with him. I was surprised to see the Houston mascot come, and that's super neat. I think that's super neat. Rivalries to the side. I think it's important that everybody embraces what we're trying to do, which is spread the game of football. Uh, uh, Kingston, because it came up in conversation among ourselves. Kingston is a creation of the Orlando City 2012 season. Originally, he had a different head. Then we went into MLS, and he had that Braveheart face that looked like he wanted to murder you, eat your children, and have his way with your woman. And that was not popular. And then he's a little bit more friendlier now. So that was pretty neat to see Kingston
Didn't
celebrate
change
himself.
his name. We got a new nickname for David.
What's that?
OCSCGPT.
I know,
Hey,
right?
listen,
It's like
listen.
Luke came up with that one. I thought you were going to change your name tonight, David.
No, it's all
yeah,
good. If
because
if
I'm not
you
all right. For people that don't know, right, when it comes to anything Orlando City related, but any stat, any fact, any weird knowledge, fun fact, pub question about Orlando, David knows. Like he'll know. Like he knows, and it could be the most bizarre thing. Like this is just an example; it's an exaggeration, but it's like how many dreadlocks does Kingston have on his head, or something
that
like that.
I don't
David
know.
would probably know that question.
I don't know. But I can tell you, if you
Hey,
remember the City Girls, when we had cheerleaders in the 2011 season, then it's time for a colonoscopy. So, it's up to check your colon cancer. But no, over the years, you know what? My wife hears this type of stuff and goes, "How come you can't remember when I tell you something to go get at the supermarket?" But you have knowledge for this useless crap that will never save a life. But
I
here we
forgot the
are.
milk.
Yeah, I forgot to get the milk, but I do
Forgot the
remember the
milk.
City Girls in 2011. I met tell us, brother, you were at practice.
Yeah, man. It was extended today. They're getting into tryout season again, so I've been at a soccer pitch for way too many hours in the last 4 days.
I hear you,
but
my brother.
but only one of them was a waste of time.
David, you got a comment there. How many seats are in the stadium? Well, I guess with the who
Well, it
knows
has
now, right? The
changed.
social sideline.
Originally, when we opened in March of 2017, I'm sorry, the official count was 25,527. But But and by the way, the foundation of the stadium is built so you can add a third level to the stadium. I don't see that happening anytime soon. The club originally envisioned a stadium that was going to be about 19 and a half, but people were screaming that the stadium was too small, so they added seats. That's the reason why you see seats in the corners and there's no roof covering it. And that's the reason why we have one jumbotron, and we don't have another screen because we have to sacrifice.
Wow, that's the reason?
That's the reason,
Oh, I
brother.
thought we didn't have roof on the corners because I thought we just ran out of
No,
money.
no, no. Originally, if you look and Luke can agree with me on this. The stadium is built to mimic
Nerd alert.
the English football stadiums of pre-World War I, and the corners were supposed to be like the statue and the other, the stuff that a lot of people talk about. They're supposed to be like plazas where they will have like events and things, and we sacrificed that to add this because at the time our average attendance was 45,000. Can you believe that? 45,000 at Camping World. It seems like a pipe dream now to have 45,000 people see this team lose every week. But that's the situation now with the elimination of Section One and the section over there by the wall on the west side. I believe that number has decreased by about 1,500 seats.
Sideline social.
Yes, it's
Size.
expensive. I can afford it.
See, look, they could whack a fancy name on anything and make it sound like it's very important instead of just getting plastic sweets.
Listen, did you guys bought the Antoine Griezmann $42 t-shirts?
Mate, I haven't bought anything from the club in years. I'm
What?
gonna, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay,
Why?
let's talk about this.
No,
Let's talk about the
there's
game.
nothing that's been worth buying, in my opinion.
Okay, Luke, you are about to be shocked. Okay, I have between the three clubs that I support, I probably throw about $1,000 on merch every year, and I buy the most insane crap. Rubber duckies for Stevenage. I was debating on getting a Maccabi Haifa setter player for this year, which my wife told me that if I was gonna get that, I was gonna get divorce papers, because it was about $150. And so yeah, so I have a problem. I have a problem. I love to throw money away on nonsense related to the football clubs I support. But yeah, I'm restricting myself to football shirts. Which, by the way, my wife already told me that I have so many in our closet that I need to remove them and put them in storage because she needs the room. So if you're like me, you are in the right place.
Yeah, I've not bought anything from the club in years.
You haven't bought anything for Blackpool either.
Not from the official club. No. I bought stuff off eBay, old kits, stuff like that.
Okay. Because I
David,
mean,
you got to remember, Luke's still a child. He's still in school. He doesn't have adult money yet.
oh, okay,
Hey,
my bad, my bad.
I'm not having this
Give,
job.
give him a couple years, and I'm sure that'll
What is this
change.
bash Luke night? What the heck, man?
No,
Yeah,
no,
what
listen, we
is
forget.
this, fam? I might just
We
go.
forget.
Like,
Come on,
Joe,
Luke.
you're doing extra
I was
on your
defending you.
own, fam. Like,
I was
Listen,
defending you
Look,
there backhandedly, but I was still defending him.
I'm getting.
every year I buy jerseys for all my clubs, and they're expensive. Talking about that, Orlando City, bar none, the most expensive jerseys are MLS because we're over the $100 threshold. With Maccabi Haifa, I'm doing what everybody else does, which is go and get my stuff from China, which I hate because I want the club to get money, but it is what it
So
is. I mean,
on the subject of jerseys, did you guys see that apparently the rumor is that MLS is not renewing their
I
contract
was
with Adidas?
just
yes,
gonna say that.
sir.
I was
Yeah.
just gonna say
No.
that.
Which is
So we
good.
don't know if the MLS is just going to go with another like different supplier.
We should have in just like in any league in the world, let teams decide. I loved the Lotto brand Orlando City jerseys. They were just iconic. And I gotta tell you this: if we're gonna go pick something, Reebok is the up and comer.
No,
Reebok is
get
making a
Umbro
comeback.
again.
Reebok out of Bolton, England. Reebok is making a comeback. I
No,
want
get
us.
Umbro, or like my pick if I were to pick would be if like we were to go like more main brand, it would be Umbro.
Yeah,
If we
but
were to
Umbro is owned by Adidas
That's
or
fine.
Adidas,
I'll go with them.
as supposed to be pronounced.
And or if we're gonna go with like a underground, if you will, type of jersey retailer, Jersey Bird.
Interesting.
If you
I
guys
know.
haven't heard of them, look up their TikTok. The jerseys they make are, I think they're works of art. Honestly, they're incredible.
There's one where there's one that I'm trying to think of back in the day. You lot can keep on talking, but it's like an old classic brand. Um,
The one that is like two people.
yeah,
Sitting.
yeah, that's who I was thinking
I
of.
can't remember. It's an Italian brand. I can't remember. The reason why that brand went away, it was because it was synonymous with hooliganism and also with
Kappa.
low class European people. I watched
You
actually a
know,
one.
that's actually a guy and a girl, right?
Yes,
Yes,
it is.
Kappa.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
Kappa. Yeah.
That's it. It
Kappa.
was Kappa.
Yeah.
Kappa. There
Yeah.
you go, brother. that brand is making a comeback. Unfortunately, it was associated with the wrong element of football.
Mhm.
I know for my English club is ending their manufacturing agreement, and they're gonna be out and about. Um, right now, the name of the manufacturer escapes my mind. Is an Italian brand. God, Macron is who Steven S. uses, and Maccabi Haifa went from Nike to Adidas. So I mean, I believe I got to be honest with you guys. While Adidas is iconic in the world of football, every club dressing basically the same with the same styles takes away the flair of the club being able to showcase their culture. And I think we lost a lot of that when we moved from USL to MLS, because if you look at USL, everybody wears different kits, and it just looks very nice because you know what I'm saying? Everybody has different expressions and the kit is becoming so emblematic over the years, especially now with the collectors. I have a few jerseys that of clubs that are no longer around. So um, I think that personally, we should go independently and allow clubs to come up with their own.
Do you
We should
guys
have
think?
either Umbro. I don't know if they're still in. I don't think they're still in business anymore.
No,
Lot.
they are a subsidiary of Adidas. Adidas owns them, and what I
I was
heard
on
last.
about Lotto.
Oh, Lotto's independent. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know if they're still in business anymore. Or
really. Okay,
I don't know if
let me
they've
look it up.
filed for bankruptcy or not. So I don't know. I'm not sure. I'll search it up.
While David's looking that up, let's get back
Yeah,
to
they are.
business, if you will.
Yeah, they are.
Uh, Obviously, for those of you that follow the team, know that we had our opening round of the U.S. Open Cup, round of 32 matchup against FC Naples. It was a big match for them. Sold their stadium of 3,500 people out. We won 1-0.
Can I ask something? I don't know if we talked about this. Did we compare this match to our match against the actual MLS team already?
No, not yet.
Okay. Okay. All right. Just wondering. Sorry. I was on the road, so.
No, I hear
Yeah,
you. Rick.
no.
To
We,
go to what Luke was talking about, Lotto is still in business and expanding, and is returning to the North American market in partnership with Pure Cotton Global Group to capitalize on the 2026 World Cup, offering apparel, sneakers, and accessories. Lotto Sport Italia, that's the official name of this brand. And if you're an OG Orlando City supporter, you know that they put those glorious threads on our boys. I own several USL jerseys, and I have a game worn signed Dom Dwyer number 9 jersey, which is the crown jewel of my collection.
So, yeah. Wednesday.
do we have much to say about that other than how embarrassing it was, the match and then the club? The most shocking thing. I'm not shocked we only won 1-0, which is sad. The most shocking thing is that the club had the audacity to come out and say took care of business. Like I wrote on the show's X account, taking care of business would have been winning
Well,
by 3+ goals. What these guys did is they took it as somebody that works in an office that's on a Thursday or a Friday before a long weekend, before a holiday weekend, that shows up, doesn't do any work, does the bare minimum work just to get it over with. It was
John,
I'm
an
gonna say this.
absolute
John,
embarrassment.
diplomatically, they're not wrong though. They did take care of business. They just didn't do it how we're freaking supposed to.
No, yeah, they
They're,
I
they're
don't
barely.
know why
playing. They're
that
playing diplomat.
the
Listen,
second half.
let's
Second
say
half
this
was
because
bad.
I'm about to explode. And John, I completely blocked out that this game took place. Okay, first, I want to congratulate the Naples as an organization, as a fan base. I know what it is to be in your shoes. That was us, 15, 16 years ago. You showed up for your club. You felt unjustifiably undone, and I'm gonna agree with you. The guys know in our group chat, I said I felt that that ball went in, and that was a legit goal. Okay,
Doesn't matter.
and
Should have never been a corner kick, David.
right, I understand, but had we had VAR, we wouldn't be having this controversy. I feel that for a club that is two divisions below us, this was we made it so complicated. And if it wasn't for a moment of brilliance by Spicy Man, by Spicer putting
Ice
a
World.
golazo, probably God knows what would have happened. Now, I have a bone to pick with the fan base. Listen, stop this nonsense. Every time we play a team below us in orange in an open cup, you want to sign them. You want to sign players. We tried with Pino. We tried with PC. Okay, PC beat us on with a goal on the 120th minute, playing for Lauderdale Strikers, and then Pino had a hat trick on in our house in the stadium that we sit that we call home now. And what did we do? We went and signed those players. What did they do when they were wearing purple? Absolutely nothing. So those guys talented, but they're in USL League One for a reason. Now that's it. That's it. Right now, our hopes, our season is on live support. Okay, on live support because we have to go now to Rhode Island to play the New England Revolution and pray to God Almighty that we can get a result and hold on until Griezmann comes here and go for probably the only trophy that we're gonna have be in contention by the time that man walks out of that tunnel.
I might go to that game.
What to the one in New England? Yes.
Yeah, I might go
Nice.
to the game.
Wow, congrats, brother.
Yeah. I've got family up there, so
It's Wednesday, April 29th, by the way, for those of you who are wondering.
I might go.
David, I remember that game against Fort Lauderdale, and PC destroyed us.
You were there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just
By the way, I want to remind everybody that the club made the decision not to broadcast the game to the detriment of Fort Lauderdale, who had no way of going there because they're in South Florida, and to the fans. And they caught so much heat from this fan base. Obviously, it hasn't happened again. And it was the last game where Adrian Vinter wore purple before he left. So it was 120th minute, bro. The ref had the whistling on his lips, and PC murdered us on the with a golazo. That's life.
look, OCSC GPT going in. How do you know this stuff? Like,
Listen, brother, I
how
love
do you
you.
know this?
I remember that he destroyed us. I remember that game, but I don't remember like the minute and all that.
That's what I'm
stuff. I
saying.
don't
Is
remember
he
all
knows
that.
the minute.
Listen, if fact check me, fact check me. If you're listening at home or watching right now, fact check me.
I don't want
go
to.
on,
I don't want to. You're my encyclopedia. You're my AI Orlando City. I don't need to.
Between David Valentin with past stuff and David G with current stuff, I don't need to do my own research. I just
know,
ask
right?
him.
Got my own AI system right here. So
All right, Saturday.
Oh, we haven't talked about.
Now,
No.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I thought all this time we did. I'm sorry, guys.
Jerseys and Macron.
So- So the one thing I'll say before we move on to Saturday, I wasn't sure what to expect on Wednesday because remember we talked about it. We were like, oh, everybody that said they're a third division team, we got this. It was like that was embarrassing.
we did have it. We did have it.
That was embarrassing, bro. That was embarrassing. I don't know which was more like at one point I was like, which was more embarrassing, Saturday or Wednesday? Wednesday.
what did I say? What did I say? I forgot.
I don't even know.
Probably something along the
We
lines.
said
of,
we said we we there was no way. It was like, very unlikely that we were not going to win that game. And you know what? If we won, but it felt like a loss to me because at a team with the smallest margin of wins, the smallest margin for those USL Open for the Open Cup games against the USL team. We're one of those um, smallest margins. Every other MLS team, there's maybe like one or two that did the same thing. Everybody else is like 3, 4, 5, 6 goals. Really?
I think
Dude,
that
the
was
last
that
30,
was it,
the
man.
last 30 minutes were really bad.
I mean, I'm not even trying to dwell on it, but I'm like, if we're gonna say it's a win, it better be a win. And if it's a team like FC Naples, we did them a favor. No, they. I mean, they made us look bad.
I think that's what we predicted, though, didn't we? Is that we're in such a dark time that we don't even know what's going to happen. So,
Win or not, if you walked away there thinking we look good, you know,
they walked away happy knowing we played bad.
yeah.
Listen, imagine driving down US 17, hitting all those little towns in Polk County, Hardy,
And
DeSoto,
somehow, real
Billings.
quick, David, don't forget while you're going through that drive, somehow not getting pulled over in one of those small towns is something that
Right,
goes
right.
60
Watch
to
your speed,
35.
all that, or hit an animal, a deer or something. Imagine driving through that darkness with one bar of cell phone connection after watching that debacle. My heart goes out to anybody that paid $4 a gallon of gas to go down there. If my memory doesn't fail me, that's three quarters of a tank to go to Naples, three quarters of a tank to come back. Insane. I listen. I'm purple till I die. I love the club. I wouldn't be doing this otherwise. I enjoy talking football. I enjoy meeting you guys out there in the wilderness and talk about football. But there comes a time when you look at yourself in the mirror and you have to ask yourself, can we find new lows in this club? Can we find new lows? Can we check?
No,
Are
we're
we checking
finding them.
boxes? Listen, and the boys know, man. You know, I love the club. I'm not gonna lie to you, but uh, can it get worse than this? I mean, we're dead last in the league.
It could always
Oh,
be worse.
As the great
don't say that, bro. Because come on,
Listen, we still
David,
have the
have you
Open
ever
Cup.
seen the meme of the Blackpool manager, like where Mick McCarthy he goes and he says like he says like he's like 12 goals conceded in 5 games. It can't get worse, can it? And he goes on with his like Yorkshire accent, and he goes on. He says it can, like it can get worse.
Yeah.
Like, and that's my club. Like, it went viral all over like social media. That saying because it definitely can get worse. So don't tempt
Yeah.
fate. Like, it could always get worse.
I mean, yeah. It's easy to lose sight. Things could always be worse.
Yeah, I'm a
With that,
Blackpool fan. You're a Stevenage fan. It can always get worse.
you
hey,
know,
listen, if we win tomorrow, we're making playoffs.
uh,
And
We
and,
gotta,
and
we
if
gotta
we
win.
make it,
David, in my opinion, we gotta win. We gotta win one more before the break if we win tomorrow.
no, for sure, for sure.
I mean,
Listen,
but
we gotta win a game.
you say,
wait,
David, can it
tomorrow.
be worse?
Oh,
Can it be worse? Obviously, yes. But you look at where we're at. We're a win and a draw away from being in the play-in game right now. If we win on Wednesday, and I don't know what the schedule looks like, but if we win on Wednesday, depending on what the other teams do on Wednesday, if we win, we jump up to 11th. You
wow.
know, I mean,
There's hope.
like I said
There's
from the
always hope.
start. Yeah, like I said from the start, if we get to 10 points, and if everything that we've heard or been told or hoping whatever happens in the summer is going to happen, if we can get to the break and have 10 at least 10 points, we should be right there to, we're still in it to make the playoffs. We still have a
Absolutely.
chance to make the playoffs. Still have a
Absolutely.
chance to make noise in the playoffs. They might not be home matches,
See,
but
now I'll tell you this: if we make the playoffs in the situation that we're in right now, that's probably a bigger accomplishment than so many of the things that we've accomplished recently.
absolutely.
If
Yeah.
we can
Okay.
make if this team can make the playoffs in some way, shape, or form this season, that is probably, I feel, more of an accomplishment that we've accomplished in a long time, because we have this thing, oh, we made the playoffs, we were never in this situation and made the playoffs. So
If we
if we
make
can,
playoffs, I'm
yeah.
gonna pitch invade. I'm telling you right now.
Hmm?
There's I'm gonna pitch invade, and if your people tell me, oh, David, they will ban you for 5 years. Listen, I need a vacation from this club more than anything. So
So do
it's
I.
gonna be okay. I
Well,
want I want to I want to go over the schedule as John said to refresh Rhoda's memory. This is how our April looks like. Wednesday or tomorrow, if you're listening to this on Tuesday morning, it's Charlotte at home. Then we're gonna go to DC Saturday, April 25th, to a DC United that got sent home, embarrassed by USL League One side, and he's probably one of the few teams out there that can say, oh, Orlando City, you're having a bad season, hold my beer. Then we're gonna play another team that is just as bad as us in the New England Revolution for the U.S. Open Cup. I light a candle to every deity in the sky because we need to win this game. Then Saturday, May 2nd, we go down to Miami. Honestly, derbies and rivalries. Maybe next year we'll win any good. I can't care less if we win or lose on this game. I mean, obviously we want points, but I'm not stressing too much on it. Then Saturday, May 9th, we go to Montreal. The one victory that we have. Maybe we can get lucky again. Then Philadelphia, another hold my beer moment. That's gonna be May 13th. Then Saturday against an Atlanta United that cannot fight its way out of a wet paper bag. And then we wrap up our season before the break. Uh, Saturday, May 23rd, going to Cincinnati, another team that is just having an awful season. If we don't get 3 points out of any of these games, guys, you know what? Just I don't know.
I'm gonna. You've actually opened my eyes a little bit, David, with that. So thank you on that. What a time to get your season to turn around with the teams that you're playing, teams that are not impossible to beat out of your range. I mean, you know, DC United, New England, then you've got Montreal, Philadelphia, who are having an absolute melt of a season. Atlanta United, awful, but so are we. So
Mhm.
if there's any time, I'm not even talking about them. The Miami game, I know it's like on paper, it's a write-off. Like Miami's just gonna probably wipe us off the floor. I don't believe that. I believe that sometimes teams can just scrap and find a way to win these derby games. Everyone's up for a derby game. It's just up to the players to just fight and do whatever they can to win. These next, what, 7 games? 7, 8 games? These games are vital to turn your season around. So let's start now. Because we didn't start before. So let's start now.
Well, and another positive thing, Luke, and I know, some people are going to disagree with me, but when I was talking to David G yesterday, I know we got some comments that have lined up recently. Um, and this isn't like a case for Perelman to stay because I don't think he's the answer, especially with as cagey as he's been with the media and everything. But you see this team progressing. This is a very young team on paper, very inexperienced team on paper, outside of a couple of spots. Um, but you see Iago looking more comfortable in the squad and on the field. Janssen helps with that immensely, but you still see Iago advancing. You see Brian Ojeda. Yes, he hasn't had a good game yet, but to me, he's looked more and more comfortable. You see Tiago. Yes, he hasn't scored a goal yet, but you see him looking more and more comfortable. His goals will come. I firmly believe that, even though, in my opinion, he's playing not in his best position, which would be left winger. So you see this team's progressing and getting used to playing with each other. And then we got the easiest outside of Miami. We got a pretty easy, probably the easiest stretch of matches we have this season coming up. You guys are right. Luke's right. This is the time when we need to pounce and get some points and get some wins before the international break. That's just over a month away. It's a month and 3 days away. Believe it or not. May 20, what is it? May 25th, May 23rd. May 23rd is our last game before the break for the World Cup. So we're only a month away. Yes, it's a busy month. Yes, it's a month where we have four um, four Wednesday matches, but there's no excuses at this point. It needs to be, this needs to be where we make up some ground. And I'm not saying we should win every match, but we still need to go and get it.
I want to say this real quick. My apologies for the background noise. And because I don't know if we have been reading out the comments that they're piling out there. We are coming back. Hold on a second. We're coming back from the World Cup break. We're playing three league games, and then we go on League's Cup break. So, so honestly, we have 19 games with Griezmann. We have to we have to get 3 points as many times as possible so we can make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'm gonna go ahead and pull them up. I can't read them because I don't want my voice to go. Luke or Miss one of you guys want to fight over who's gonna read them?
Bring him up. I'll read him out. Jason Jose says, "We suck, but change is coming."
And that man knows what he's talking about, so that's a fact.
He also goes on to say, "Wait until after the World Cup, and we will be good starting next season." Adam, your dog trainer. We could be from Philly. Remember that. Jason Jose again says Brazilian and Portuguese connection is coming back. Adam, your dog trainer playoffs. Shit, I just want to win a game.
Adam, thanks
I feel
for your
that.
suggestion before and your comment before that. I'm just not putting it up because I know that was for our eyes. I will look into adding that, and we'll give you a shout out if I'm able to figure that out for next show.
Yep, absolutely.
He also goes on to say we should come out from that schedule with 12 points. Jason Jose says coach will be Brazilian or Portuguese. And he also says waiting for Europe season to end.
Yes, there's three names that are sounding. I'm not in the liberty of sharing. We have said a few of them here before. And the reason why we're not is because our sources, the people that talk to us are saying, hey, the club is guarding this very close to the vest. And if you say something, they're gonna know it's coming from me. So we're just gonna keep that under wraps. But I can tell you, listen, one of the things that drives me nuts is when people say, oh, the owners don't care. They're signing an $11 million player, a season. $11 million. So if they don't care, please don't show me when they do. The other one is when people are saying this is on the front office. Absolutely, the front office, leads. They make the decisions. You can be mad at them all you want, but this I know for sure. Okay, if big if, because in football there's nothing that is for sure. We say it all the time. Football is not played on paper; it's played on grass. Um, if we manage to survive uh, for Open Cup and go take a shot at it, if we manage to go into Leagues Cup into a legit run, where we're not running against Pepsi and company, and once again we're knocked out just because Apple executives want that man in the final, so his third world fan base can gather together at the village TV and watch him once again lay an egg. The fact is that if we manage to sneak into the playoffs with a player like caliber, with some players of equal quality are rumored, there's a lot of things going on. We just gotta survive till the summer. That's why I tell people, if you can hang with club football, pick something that is safe. You can go watch professional volleyball. You can watch something else. Listen, the Orlando Storm are 4-0. They're playing Saturday. You go
Undefeated,
watch
baby.
them. They win. Go
Yeah.
do that. Go pick knitting, okay? Or the YMCA or the JCC have beautiful events. Go see that. But if you're gonna support Orlando City, right now what I want from you is to grow a spine and sit there and take it. We don't have relegation. We don't have relegation. So the worst thing that can happen is that we get to do this next year. Okay? Listen, and no jokes aside, we have watched Luke all season praying that his team Blackpool stays out of the relegation zone. That's football. We don't have that problem in MLS. So for the love of God, let's just
I
stay
just call it
strong and
straight.
positive.
Wait,
All right.
what?
So
Wait, I
so so
just call it
listen, we could
straight.
we could we could be talking about this all day. So let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's move on just to because we could be here for a while because there's a lot to talk about. So this past Saturday, we welcomed into our house Houston Dynamo, Dorsey's old team, which ironically he was not he was not there for that. I mean, I'm sure he was in this, but he was not on the pitch. It was probably one of the most underwhelming matches we've seen in a while. We could sit here and talk about everything that we did wrong. Probably one of the most. There is a lot to be said. Um, I think we can all save everybody that the experience of us telling you everything that all the players did wrong because it's a recurring theme the last couple of weeks. But I will say this: the goal that we gave up, there are bangers that you give up, and you're like, you know what? At least it was a good goal. That was not one of them. That was like a last ditch effort that we gave up, and we have a habit of doing that at the worst possible times. That's my take on it, at least. I don't know about you guys. That was not like, oh my God, they scored an amazing goal. It was a beautiful goal. There was nothing beautiful about that. That was stupidity on our part. Thoughts? I mean, we know the outcome. We walked away 0 points. So
I thought that we just got a little, unlucky on that goal. Yeah, it was an emergency clearance by Yago that just happened to find you know, land right at the feet of probably the best player on, second best player on Houston's team,
yeah,
and a little bit of unluck, a little unluckiness, a little bit of lack of discipline. But yeah, like you said, the one thing I did want to bring up again about Saturdays, we did have two two debuts on Saturday. Um, we had Ignacio Gomez and Harvey
Nacho
Serjan.
Gomez to his friends. Nacho.
Nacho, yes. Um,
Hmm.
they made their debuts for the senior team, so congratulations to them.
Yes.
Harvey been showing out in OCB, so has Nacho. So well deserved by them.
John,
Uh,
quick note on Nacho. He's on loan from Velez, a club with a lot of history in Argentina. And if he plays 300 first team minutes, is automatic purchase.
yes,
Nice.
Yes, that is correct.
I didn't make the match. How did the crowd react to Antonio Carlos?
Insignificant. He wasn't really like. There was a couple cheers. Nothing much. I was indifferent to him for the most part. I mean, I really feel like I know he had personal issues, but I feel like when he left us high and dry because he basically, from my perspective, quit on the team in 2022.
Yeah, he had issues with one of his daughters in school. I believe she was having a hard time with the English. But, just like I got to say, it's not the first time we see players leave MLS, go home, and realize, hey, I don't get paid as much. There's relegation. This is difficult. And then come back running to MLS. I have to say this about Antonio Carlos. A lot of people show him love. Antonio Carlos was always a gentleman, a kind soul to all of us. I mean, it sucked to see him on the other side, but, he came to win, and that's exactly what they did.
I
The
saw he
other
was
thing that rubbed me
adapting.
wrong with Antonio, real quick, is when he left, is how he absolutely took a crap on the league and said how bad it was, and then what, 2 years later, 3 years later, he's back in the league. So, um,
I
you
feel
know,
He's
bad
gonna
I,
get
that
paid.
I very few players, former players, will I actually ever cheer for if they come back here. One of them won't, and Nani, probably at this point one of the only former players that I'd ever cheer for. That if he came back, to be honest with you. So if you're here, you do service for our club. I think Facundo, I'll probably cheer for him. I'll probably give him a little golf clap. But honestly, if you're at our club and you left for whether it was you wanting to leave or us selling you, you're not on my team anymore. You don't wear the badge. You know, like I told Urso when he was playing for Charlotte when we were playing them in the playoffs, wrong badge.
Which, by the way, Urso has retired. He's living in Orlando. He's in ministry, so if you may see him around town. A player that, man, uh, you, as a fan base and as a city, we should be proud that a lot of these people decide to stay in our community after they hang the boots. So I
I
just
have
gonna say
heard
that.
that. I have, of course, my church is in Orlando. I've heard that Urso's in ministry. I didn't believe it, but they said there was this Brazilian footballer who's around doing ministry. I
Oh
didn't.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's what I heard. But I was
he
thinking,
posts
like,
videos all the time preaching and stuff.
yeah, I haven't
Yeah.
heard that. But boys, lads, we're losing the coin toss every week. Apparently,
It's the title of the show, Luke. You probably didn't see that, but that's the title of the
look,
show.
this is your moment to shine, brother. Because
Yes.
you know what? When
I actually prepared for this podcast, right? So, according to most home teams, what most home teams win the game have a 66% chance of winning the game in the second half, right? If they're playing at home,
Hmm.
right? Have a 66% chance about winning. It says a multi-league analysis found that the majority of goals were scored in the second half across all leagues and competitions studied. Overall, 43.8% of goals were scored in the first half, while 56.2% came in the second half.
How
So,
many in the second half?
close to 60%
Wow.
comes during the second half, right? You can search up all these stats and whatever. It shows that with a fan increase inside of stadiums, teams have a higher percentage of winning games, which is obvious besides the point. And, it just shows that I go on and on um, about kicking towards the wall in the second half. It's become a running on joke in this thing. In this thing, whatever. I just genuinely believe that if we start kicking towards the wall in the second half, results will change, at least a little bit. And I genuinely believe that when there's no chance we're losing the coin toss.
We lost Saturday. I paid extra close
No,
attention. If
we
you
did lose on Saturday.
I paid extra attention, and I saw Antonio Carlos
Hey,
point
trying to
before
have a
the
little bit of a rant here.
I mean, I've been complaining about it for years. I just been letting you have it because I gave up on it. I've also been complaining about that for years. I don't know. Like, what if a lot of these coin tosses we win, and what if you find out that the players are choosing this for
But
some
why
reason?
wouldn't you want to kick
Well, I
towards the
understand you. I
wall
understand
in
that.
the
No, yeah,
second half?
I
Like,
understand that. But it's
Because
just like
they
Luke
don't
said, there's just no
understand the
way,
culture
though.
of football.
There's just no way
This
we're
is
losing all these coin tosses. There
this
has
is
to be a
this is
reason.
Ahmed, and this is it, right? Is that when we have these discussions about why they do it, I genuinely think it's a culture thing. So most of our players come from South America, which is fair enough. If you go to like Argentina or River Plate or Uruguay, Brazil, the atmosphere's all around the stadium. It doesn't really make a difference.
Yeah,
So
true.
they don't like that. The atmosphere is everywhere when
yeah.
you go to these stadiums in South America. It's not just one place, it's everywhere. So I don't think they just understand that there's only one section that kind of makes noise. They are footballers, so they are kind of stupid. Like they're not the most educated individuals of all time. So can somebody out there just make them aware?
I want
Like,
you to know I had told my wife I was gonna go out and I was gonna make a sign and I was gonna take it and I was gonna hold it up and I was not able to do that in time. I will find a way to get one for the next match.
I'm
I'm
gonna
telling
write
you.
it
Make
on
a
the wall.
tifo.
I'm gonna
Well, you
put
gotta make it by
writing on the
tomorrow.
wall.
Can you
Literally.
imagine the the supporters group do a tifo that says kicked towards the wall in the second half?
No, they're too worried about their freaking yelling at their captain on a getting
Oh,
their
oh
photos
my
Uh
God.
oh.
on
Uh
the
oh.
thing.
Uh oh.
They're too
Okay,
worried about
hold
other
on, hold
stuff.
on.
They
Let's
don't
not
care
go.
about the
We
game.
we
All
still gotta
right.
talk
So
about yesterday.
we talked Wednesday, right?
Yeah,
We talked. I mean, so sorry. We talked Saturday.
yeah.
Anything else we want to say about Saturday?
Listen, we want to forget. Let's just do the Men in Black flashlight and let's move on.
Um, Next up, we have a game against
Woo!
Charlotte FC, a Wednesday night, ladies and gentlemen,
Who's in third
7:30
right now?
p.m. at Interenco Stadium. I do not know how, but I am going to make my best effort to get there for this.
You are the man. I am not making that. I have somebody from corporate with me Wednesday and Thursday. There's no way that I'm gonna put my livelihood on the line to leave early to make the game. I'm gonna be in Daytona Beach that day. So
I don't know if I'm going to
that's
get
it.
there. I'm going to do my best, but I don't
No,
know.
I hear you, brother. I hear you. Wednesday games are poorly attended. By the way, I'm just gonna give him my ticket away. There's no way I'm gonna make it.
I'm leaving at 11:30 in the morning, straight after class. I'm making it. I don't know why.
Wait a
Yeah.
second. You're gonna drive from South Florida for this game on a Wednesday night,
Yep.
and you're gonna go back the same night.
Oh no, I'm not going back. I'm staying
Oh,
in
okay.
Orlando.
Okay, good, good, good.
I'm not that.
Oh,
I'm not that nuts.
no, no, no. If you were gonna get mad respect from me if you did that. Also, that and maybe your dad will get upset at the fact that you were
For my
watching.
teachers, they're not watching. Never mind. They don't care. For my professors, you don't care. Honestly,
They don't care about the football. Come on.
one of them does. One of them really loves football, but he probably
He's
doesn't.
probably a PES FC person, right?
No, he supports some small Chilean club. He's from Chile, but he loves football,
What's the name of the club?
mate. They're in like the fourth division. I don't even know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a true footballer then. Well, listen. Wednesday night is going to be very difficult. More power to those that can make it. It's going to be poorly attended. I can tell you that right now. That's the reason why right now the club is selling $15 tickets and I believe $4.07 beers. So if you are trying to quit drinking, this is not the night for that.
What if
And
you're trying to drink your sorrows away? This is the night for you.
hey, Uber, because we're playing a team that is third in the league. So I'm here to tell you, if we win this game, I'm gonna be insufferable on social media come Thursday morning. If we get a tie, it's gonna be a celebration. If we lose, then yeah. If
Yeah, I'm probably not going to make it. We don't have tickets, unless somebody wants to donate some to.
I can give you my ticket, John.
Well, I'll need three. I'm not going without the other two. But I appreciate it, David. I'll let you know. My wide body doesn't do well in those the prawn cocktail seats David has. That's why I like
The
the
sideline
scores.
social.
I mean that those might fit my wide body, but Charlotte's not afraid to score goals. Big match. I hope I just want to continue seeing this team progress. I feel like we've kind of solidified the defense a little bit the last couple matches. Yes, we still gave up a goal, but it's better than we've been doing. Columbus, you saw it a little bit. Held a goal until Janssen and Iago got out, and then this past Saturday we only allowed one in. Kind of like I said, unlucky goal. Need to see more from the midfield, and need to see some end product in the final third. Something we've been asking for what 11 years now. Um, but our midfield has to play better, has to get better at breaking the lines and transition, and holding possession. I really feel like if the midfield can get a grasp, just period, that we'll start to see the results coming.
Well, Misael, anything you have to add? Nothing.
Nope. I think the way we're playing, I just don't see. I don't see us coming out with a result.
Are you gonna make
Uh,
it?
I'm gonna make it definitely. Yeah. I'm still a wrestling nerd, so I didn't. Saturday I was at a WrestleMania watch party, and Sunday was the second night of WrestleMania, so I was watching that. That's why I didn't do the OCB either or watch it. But definitely Wednesday, I'll make it.
So two, possibly three out of all of us is gonna make it Wednesday. So I don't know. I mean, listen. There's a lot of people that are like, "Oh, well, you gotta support the club." Listen, it's a Wednesday. It's a school night. We're wrapping up school in Central Florida or Florida as a whole. My This is the worst time of the year for me. My wife, as a school teacher, is wrapping up the year. My son is graduating high school, going to UCF in June. There's a lot going on. So part of me, if I prioritize paying my bills, then probably going to see Orlando City lose. But this is the moment to tell a fat man like myself to shut up. And I'm already. I talk a lot of trash about Stevenage's manager, and I got word that he's gonna send me a autograph picture of his, saying, "Eat your words, David. I am him." So looking in the mail every morning and every afternoon for that. This is a fact. I'm not making this up. It's not a joke. It is actually happening. And when I get it, I'll put it here on the show.
And he's gonna
Um,
write, "I am him."
yes, I'm telling you, brother. I mean, listen, I talk mad trash about this man, and he proved me wrong. The beauty of football. Um, I don't know, guys. I just think that we're going into this thinking the worst, because that's exactly what Orlando City has given us. Charlotte is definitely coming to play. Is Charlotte in CCC?
Where?
Does anybody know?
Is Charlotte what?
In Concacaf, are they in Concacaf champions, or that's done?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, I did not know. I mean, if
No,
you
because
don't
they're
know,
in the Open Cup.
okay, they're in Open Cup. I just want to see what are they what kind of team they're bringing here on Wednesday. Is there B C team or they're coming?
It'll be their full squad, David.
Woo! Okay,
Yeah, we
okay,
need to go into damage control mode because we can't
yeah.
afford
We can
a
move on.
another massacre to our goal differential more than it already is. So
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's exactly what you want on a Wednesday night after you're fighting half of, blue collar Orlando getting out of downtown. Um, this I will say, this I will say, um, surprise me, Orlando, surprise me, make me drop my jaw into my bowl of cereal as I watch this. By the way, our good friend, longtime servant of the club, Sergio Ruiz, was on the call Saturday, and he's gonna be again this Wednesday. And he was telling me that nothing hurt him most than having to be forced to pretend excitement at the Houston goal and not being able to, call a goal for us in our house. Sergio has been there for many, many years in probably some of the worst seasons, and he's always been positive. And hearing him being deflated really, really hurts me. I mean, again, the ball literally is in the feet of our players to lift us out of this free fall that we find ourselves in. So, win that would be great because after that we are heading Saturday, right? We're heading out of town, and big stretches on the road. If I'm not mistaken, after this one, we got 4 games in a row on the road. Correct?
Uh,
I think
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
so. Yeah, it's gonna be a
DC, New
while,
England,
boys.
DC, New England, Miami, and Montreal.
Wow. If you can make it, God bless you. The support the boys. If you can, watch as always. But the
I
fact of the
might, I
matter
might,
is that
I might go to the New England game.
was that
I was
Luke?
gonna say, Luke. You know that to Rhode Island.
Yeah, yeah, it's still
Okay.
close by. I think it's actually closer because one of my relatives lives in New Hampshire.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that you knew that they weren't
Yeah,
going to play in
yeah, so
Boston. That
it's
they were
actually
going to play
probably
in Rhode
closer
Island.
by. So yeah, I might go. So
All if
um,
you do take pictures and video for our media. So, uh,
yeah, and then of course we have the gatekeeping. Sorry, I don't want to go on about that a bit too much. We have the gatekeeping Miami game, which we can't get tickets for unless you're a part of a supporters group. Oops, I said it.
Even in their new stadium.
Huh?
Even in their new stadium.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
we
you can't
can't.
get like away supporter tickets unless you're a member of the supporter
Yeah.
groups.
Oops. Apparently season ticket. Apparently, if you're a part of a supporters group, you get more benefits than season ticket holders. Oops, I've said it again. Oh no. Let's work out.
yeah,
Let's
there's a
clean
lot
up
of
now
that
before
going
I get
on.
in trouble.
Listen,
Ricardo, if you're watching
this
this
I gotta
game, we
say.
need to have
This
a
I gotta
talk about
say. I'm gonna say far down the range. I'm gonna say this. It seems to me, and the club needs to pay attention to this, that you could be one of those season ticket holders that are West Club, the high end, the Audi Club, all that, that where you're basically paying, what most people paying a mortgage payment for one game, and you get zilch compared to people that pay $25 to become part of members of a supporter group. I don't get that part. But you know, let's continue taking seats out of the stadium to create
$25
more.
doesn't go to the club either; it goes to the supporter group.
I plead the fifth.
Right there, you go. So I don't know. Maybe this is a conversation for extra. But again, I just there's a lot going on that needs to be corrected, and all we're gonna manage to do is make more enemies, and God knows I need more of that in my
I've
life.
already got a ton. You know.
All right. Well, I want to thank everybody that the 29 people that are watching us live. Everybody, remember we are always live on Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, X. Basic. Oh, we're gonna be on your favorite audio app tomorrow morning or today as you're listening to this. Thank you very much for the people that support us, that are supporting. Of course, when I'm muted, Ivy doesn't do anything. But now that I'm talking, she's hitting some crap that is making a lot of noise.
Banging popping
Um,
fans back there.
yeah, man, I'm telling you, it's a nightmare. I can't wait for her to turn 3 or 4 and this be over.
You better
Uh,
buy. You better buy a drum
It
set.
gets even worse.
yeah, I know. I hear you, brother. I already did this twice with my oldest. So, but to finish, we're on audio. Please let people know that where we are. As you can see by the noise from the background, we are anything but a professional podcast. We're just friends that love this club. And Jesus Christ,
It sounds like those big
see you
metal.
next week.
Sounds like those big metal spatula, like she's making cheesesteaks. Making some hibachi back there.
Oh my
It makes
gosh.
me a plate.
All
Awesome.
right.
We're on extra time. Don't forget to check that out too. Comes out. We recorded after the show tonight. We this week I know we'll at least be talking about everything that went on post match between the supporter section and the team. Sure, we'll get into a bunch of other things supporter group related since we're talking about that, and since it's something that's important to Luke and I. That comes out Wednesday. Try to get it scheduled for Wednesday morning to match up when David puts it on audio. So don't forget to check that out.
All right. Final thoughts? Anything else you want to add before we sign off, gents?
Yep. I'm ending it with my traditional kick towards the wall in the second half, or I'm
Yeah.
cancelling my season ticket. I can't believe I have to be saying this, but please do. Please do it.
All right.
I'm getting sick of saying it.
All right. So we're going to leave you the only way we know how. Reminding you that football is played on grass, not on paper. That football is cruel and unpredictable. That football is a pound of talent and an ounce of luck. And if you have not cried for joy or anger, have you ever really footballed? For the whole crew, may God bless you. And as always, kick towards the wall in the second half. Vamos,
Yeah.
Orlando!